Okay, we're back for some more passing tutorials or passing help. All right, so here we go again. We have a pretty much a trip set with all my wide receivers kind of doing somewhat of a fly route. One is kind of doing a slant, one's doing a modified fly route in a sense. This looks really promising for a good play. I think I would probably go with B as my primary receiver on this play, only because he's pretty much on an island with that cornerback. And then depending on what the linebackers do, I may even go with X, even though he's really the primary receiver as the play is drawn up. So the other thing that you want to look at outside of what you need to observe on the offense on your side of the ball by looking at the receiver and the routes and stuff like that. On the defense, you want to make sure once you hike the ball, I always briefly look at the linebackers, because that's going to be a key to determining how much pressure you're going to get and how quickly you need to get rid of the ball. So usually once you hike the ball, just for a split moment, watch the linebackers to see if any of them are coming down to blitz. And if they are, find out which one is blitzing, and if you have a wide receiver in that area, look to see if you can make them your primary target, because they should normally be wide open if there's no cornerback that's on them. So when I hike the ball, I'm going to watch those two linebackers and see what they do. Otherwise, I'm going to try to hit B, or actually I can, whoever's going to be open, because these routes are so wide open, I can use any of these as my primary. So let's just see what happens. No blitz, but X receiver's wide open in the middle. There we go. All right, next play. Let's see what they give me. All right, I have Smith going on the fly route, but you see the cornerback is playing off. He's giving me a lot of room, so that may not be the best target to hit on this play. My B receiver is doing a post, a slant to the outside. Again, that may not be good as well, since they're playing, that cornerback is playing off so far. He could probably cover both if he has pretty good awareness. Looks like in this case I can either go with my tight end Tannehill or hit my running back out in the flat. But maybe even hit McDonald if he gets a little seam, depending on what the linebackers do. So linebackers again is the first thing you watch once you hike the ball. They're blitzing. I can't get nobody. I was sacked right there. They had a good defensive play going right there. So let's check this out again. So what I was really going to do, once I seen the left linebacker right there, once I see him blitz, I was thinking, okay, at this point, let me try to hit McDonald. But as you can see, they picked him up, because I'm doing these plays against a nickel defense. So they're going to be more backs in coverage, so you're not always going to be able to hit somebody really quickly, because there's going to be more people covering. And Tannehill was also being covered pretty well. And by the time he made his break, I had a guy already finna make the pounce on me. Matter of fact, I had two guys coming in. So let's see what happens over here with these receivers. Okay, so that wasn't a fly route that my B receiver was doing. He was on the comeback. I thought it was a fly route. But anyway, he still wouldn't have got many yards. It looks like my only option possibly could have been number 89, Aubrey Quarles, up at the top, making his out route. But again, his route takes so long to develop, and I got so much pressure on me that was pretty much a blown play. And even my halfback, I could have tried to dump it over to him, and that probably would have been my best option. Yeah, if I could have had the time to get it over there to him, yeah, I could have dumped it over to him. But it was, everything happens in the blink of an eye. So, you live and you learn. Let's go with the next play. So we got Harper going on a fade. That's a new route this year. That left bumper receiver, that route is a fade route. Very good when you get close to the end zone. Quarles is doing a slant, and we have Smith doing an end route. So again, we have back in full coverage in this nickel defense, so it's a matter of who's going to get open. My left bumper looks like he's uncovered, so it depends on what that right linebacker does. So let's see what happens. There you go. So that play was roughly, see, I'm on, what? Oh, shoot. I think I'm on the 30-yard line, so I think that last pass play netted me about 10 yards first down. And sometimes you have to be happy with, just about, 9-10 yards. And it's okay that I didn't get to make any kind of, I didn't get to break the tackle. Sometimes you just have to be happy with, making positive yardage. Even though this is a video game and sometimes people get antsy about, they want to break a big play open every time. That's not how football is. Even though the college game is a little bit looser than NFL, it's still not like that all the time. So here we go. This is a good play for me. They have a defense that's very comparable to the play I'm trying to run. Which, when I mean by comparable, it means they're giving me a lot of room to make a big play here. So let's see what these linebackers do, because I only have 2 cornerbacks over there covering receivers. So let's see how they get mixed up. They're blitzing. Yeah, that was a bad play. Let's see where we messed up there. It's always best when you're in practice mode, look at every play, especially if you weren't successful, to try to figure out what was going on. So see, it was pretty decent coverage. I should have did some precision passing and then just pushed up as I threw it, which could have led him straight instead of kept going in that angle, because as you can see, that cornerback was already reading my quarterback's eyes, and he was able to make a play on the ball. So let's go to the next play. So the primary receiver, as the play is designed, is the A receiver going across. And that looks like a pretty good option, even though it doesn't net a lot of yards. It could produce a lot of yards after the catch, depending on what the defense does. So let's see what happens. Look at that wide receiver right there. He was wide open. So the wide receiver was number 3. So as you see, the defense, looked like they went into a zone in that area. We had a man in a zone in that area on one receiver, and 3 was just completely wide open. I threw it, and I was a little late on my timing, which is why, as you can see, my receiver, he was already into his cut, and I threw it behind him. But luckily, damn, did he catch that with one hand? Nice grab. But luckily he had enough a good catching rating and a good awareness to where he can come back and make the play. All right, so here's a good one. We have look like a cornerback over there. He's showing blitz. He's showing blitz, and what I could do is use your slide protection, hit the left trigger, and then you can use the directional pad, left, right, up, or down. I'm gonna hit left to slide my protection over to that area just in case he blitzes. And I'm going to try to hit the left bumper as my primary. And if he's not available by the blitz, I'm going to go with my running back. He should be wide open at that point. That was a bad decision by me. I got a little greedy trying to get more yards rather than taking a higher percentage pass. Because as you can see, with that blitz, look at that. Look at my running back over there. Nothing but just real estate, at least to get, he can probably juke that cornerback. He probably had a good opportunity to, because he's my impact player. So he probably could have made something happen right there. All right, let's see. So we have the strong safety creeping up over there over my tight end. And we have Quarles covered tight. So we have my 2 receivers on the outside. They're being covered tight. And then my interior post guys, they're getting a little room. But let's see what the defense gives us. Yeah. So again, sometimes when you have time in the pocket, it can be a good and a bad thing. I had a lot of time in the pocket. I had very good protection. Look at that, very good protection. And they had very good defense. I mean, I should have just dumped it off to my running back right there. He was waiting for it too, number 8. I mean, probably would have got hit as soon as he caught it. It may have been on a 3-yard pass, but positive yard. Okay, same play again. Okay, here we go. They're creeping up again. Harper is my primary. Looks like I'm going to slide my protection over to the left side so they can try to pick that blitz up. Man, both my interior, my post guys are going to be wide open. There you go. That was pretty good. I could have went with a couple options on that play because there wasn't a good defense against that play. I mean, I think that was the best option. And one thing you want to also be mindful of is, let's see. Now you remember when I told you that I shifted my my slide protection? Watch my offensive line. Watch the line. Watch how they cater. Look, they move. They're shifting over to the left to try to pick up that blitz that was coming. And number 70 did an excellent job picking up the blitz. I mean, he really actually picked up 2 people in a sense because the one guy had to kind of go around that block. So that was very helpful in giving me time to get the pass off. And another thing I want to let you guys know about is when you have a route, if you throw the ball before that route is completed, the pass and the receiver will adjust to that. As you can see what happened right here.